Today we are going to focusing how to use class component level lifecycle methods and how to use functional component level lifecycle methods. We need to understand. Basically, first you need to understand lifecycle methods means whenever you are going to invoking component, whether it is a class component or functional component, some of the methods automatically executed. Those methods we can call as a lifecycle methods. Class component level we can call as a lifecycle methods. Similar kind of functionalities in the functional component level we can call as a lifecycle hooks. But these lifecycle level methods, there is a different kind of stages, different kind of phases level, different kind of methods are it is going to working. For example, one stage is life cycle method stage is mountaining. People are going to say this is mountaining phase. Life cycle methods. That is the one kind of a stage. Whenever it is going to preparing the component, that stage we can call as a mountaining stage. Here it is available life cycle methods. What are the life cycle methods are available? Constructor is one kind of one. Constructor is also one kind of life cycle method. Constructor. We are going to pass in constructor level props also. This method is the first to get called when a component is being created. This is the first one. Second one is you can write static kind of static get derived state from props. These are all class level. These are the class level life cycle methods. Okay. Here static get derived state from props. Here props state is the parameters. This is the one life cycle method. This method is called write before render method. This method called write before render method. So it takes the props and state incoming props and state as an argument and return object. Okay, so that is the purpose this one. After that, another kind of life cycle method is a render method. The render method is required and will result in the components, and it is going to displaying the DOM structure and all, right? So that is the functionality purpose render method. We are using class component level render method. The render method is required and will result in the components. That is the purpose we are using. After that, another kind of life cycle method is component did mount. Component did mount. This method is called immediately after a component is added into the DOM structure. any kind of UI level changes are there, whenever you are going to modify, immediately this method is executed. The method is called immediately after a component is added to the DOM. These are all what? Mountaining phase. Another kind of phase is updating phase. Updating phase. Life cycle methods. What are the updating life cycle methods? Number one, static get derived state and state from props. This method is mountaining phase level is there and updating phase level also it is there. Same as mountaining phase level, how it is going to working? It is going to executed before going to call render method. So simply I'm going to writing here same as in the mountaining phase. Okay, it's called before every render method. This is the one life cycle method. Why I'm writing this kind of points is interview level people are going to asking what are the phases are available, each and every phase level, what kind of life cycle methods are available, people are asking interview level. Next one is should component update. Here we are going to using next page or next props and a next stage. These kind of things we are going to passing. This method is called before render and allow you to optimize performance by preventing unnecessary kind of re-rendering. That is the purpose we are going to use it. So here this method is called before render and allows you to optimize performance by preventing unnecessary re-renders. Okay, unnecessary re-renders. This is the one life cycle method. Another one is this is the updating state, updating stage level method. Another one is render method. Render method. Same as monitoring phase level, how it is working, same here also. Same as in the mountaining phase. How it is working, same kind of way it is going to working. Next, another one is get a snapshot before updating. Another kind of method is get a snapshot before update. Here also previous props we are going to define and previous state as a parameter we are going to pass it. So this method is called right before the most recently rendered output. Right before the most recently rendered output. Is committed to the DOM and allows you to capture some information from the current DOM. Next, another kind of one is component did update, another kind of lifecycle method. These are all lifecycle methods, means automatically executed. Whatever the functionalities are required, mounting stage level, updating stage level, those functionalities, these methods level you can write. Here, another one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is there, right? Another one is component did update. Component did update here. Previous props and previous state and snapshot. Snapshot. So one copy, screen copy type. Okay. This method is called immediately after updating occurs. Updating occurs. Whenever you are going to updating, that is the cases level, it is going to executed. This is the updating phase level. There is another kind of phase is also available. That is what unmounting phase lifecycle methods. Unmounting phase lifecycle methods. So what are the unmounting lifecycle methods? Here, first one is component will mount is one of the method is available. Component will unmount. What is the purpose of this one? This method is called immediately before a component is destroyed and unmounted. Okay, so this method is called immediately before a component is destroyed and unmounted. So whenever you are going to stopping your server, React server, that time this kind of method is executed. So this is the important kind of things. Sir, each and every life cycle method we are going to implement in the real time? No. These are all class component. These kind of methods, just for understanding purpose, I'm going to showing this one. Nowadays, people are not using this class component and this kind of life cycle methods. But we need to observe when it is executed each and every method. We are going to do some example, simple kind of example. Once theory is over, I'm going to show in the practically this kind of methods when it is executed, how to check, we are going to see that one. These are the class level components. Similarly, functional level also, functional component life cycle hooks. Functional component life cycle hooks also available. So what are the functional life cycle methods are available? Just I'm going to mentioning here. Functional component life cycle hooks. First one is, we are already using this one. What is that one? Use state is one of that one. Use state level, we are going to define the default values and all, right? That is the one. Next one is what? Use effect. Use effect. When our component is loaded, immediately use effect is executed, right? So before go to your functionality, use effect is executed. before and after it is going to execute this one. This is just like a component did mount, component did update, component will unmount. All these three class lifecycle method equal to use effect. So while creating the component, while destroying the component, while updating the component, use effect is executed. There is another kind of one in coming sessions level. We are going to using that one. That is nothing but a use context. Use context. Use context is any kind of information across the components. Across the component. Generally, if I'm going to define one component property value, for example, student level name, I'm going to define this name. If I want to access course level or some other kind of fees component level, it's very difficult. So that name I'm going to maintain where context, use context level. So that context level values across the components, across the application components level, you can able to access. That is the purpose. Use context. We are going to see use cases in the coming session. Not for right now. So next one is there is a alternative use state alternative use reducer is there. This is the Redux concept level. We are going to using that one. There is a concept is called Redux concept. That concept level I'm going to explaining reducer. What is the purpose of this one? An alternative to use state that accept a reducer function. This is we are going to discussing. There is a state management concept is there. Redux concept is there. That concept level we are going to see the practically. Another one is use callback. Use callback. This returns a memorized version of the callback. So callback is callback that only changes one of the dependency changes. Any kind of changes, dependent kind of changes, any kind of required. Use callback is people are going to using that one. Here returns a memorized version of the callback that only changes if one of the dependencies changes. That is the purpose. Another one is use memo. Use memo is another kind of lifecycle method. So one value is there. Let us assume one variable value. That variable value, based on the variable, I need to access. That means you need to memorize it. Okay. That kind of variables you are going to define the use memo level. Here we are going to define returns a memorized value only computing the memorized value when one of the dependency one of the dependencies changes. Another one is use ref. This is also one kind of life cycle hook. It returns a mutable reference object. One object it is good returning that object value you can able to modify. So that's the reason I'm going to say simply I'm going to using here one line answer returns a mutable reference object. Next, another one is use layout effect. Use layout effect. This is another kind of life cycle hook. Similar to use effect only, it is going to work it. Similar, I'm going to say similar to use effect. But it is firing synchronously after any kind of HTML DOM structure is modification, it is going to be executed automatically. Next, another one is dev tools level people are going to using debugging value if you want to debugging value if you want to use that is the cases level people are going to using use debug value used to display a label for custom hooks in React DevTools. React DevTools, whenever you are using, you can able to understand this one. So these are the life cycle methods are available. So even you are not aware what is the purpose of these kind of things while developing the application, you can able to without knowing only if people are going to implementing this one. Okay, so that kind of simple kind of methods, these things, but people are going to asking interview level what are the life cycle methods are available, how it is going to working, right? That kind of questions people are going to asking. So that's the reason I'm going to provide it here a simple kind of one. First we need to check class component level life cycle methods in phases, different kind of phases. Basically 4 stages are available, but I'm going to using some of the methods only here, regularly useful kind of methods only. Initial phase level, mounting phase level, updating phase level, unmounting phases level, different kind of methods are available. So those methods